Frack on! Welcome to the episode of Frack The Canon. I am joined for my brother from another mother, Mr. CJ McCree from Milwaukee. How are you doing, sir?
What is up? Those are all my names and monikers, yes.
That's right. It's been a minute since we've been on, since you've been on the show, but we've all life, life is happening.
But
Um,
you know what else about that statement? Life finds a way.
yes, yes. Oh my God, that is that one of the greatest movies of all time. In my
Or so Jonathan Heimholtz would have you believe.
R.I.P. brother, wherever you are.
Yeah, we
I
miss
haven't
you.
seen that. I don't know if he's dead. I just haven't seen him in forever. So
I'm sure he's not dead, but he's not dead to us either.
he
So
is not. He is not dead to us.
it
No.
is whatever.
Um, So we are going to nerd out, talk about the movies coming out in 2024 that we are most excited to see. And right now we have a list open, and I guess I can start.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'll just to
Go ahead.
jump into it, like, or sorry, not just just to like lean in a little bit further. Like, I remember just like looking up for a second. Like, I've had a lot of time to myself recently, and I have been like, oh, you know what? It's been a while since I've really been to the movies. Like, what's out? What's there to go see? And like, not feeling like going to see anything that is currently out. You know what I mean? And maybe I'm just uneducated, right? Maybe like there are some bangers out there that I'm just not, hip to or whatever, but nothing seemed really interesting to me. So, prompted this like kind of off camera discussion with me and Renee of like, man, what is actually coming out? What's the next thing to be excited for? So, yeah, let's take a look at the movies and see if there are anything.
So the first one that comes, like, and thank you for that, because yeah, like the last movie I saw in theaters, I think was Ghostbusters: Frozen Empire. Yeah, and then and before that was Godzilla minus one. So yeah, for me personally, I'm like nothing. I really need to go see rush to see in theaters. But what are these movies that this one right here? I must go opening day, maybe even do a midnight showing. We'll see. It is Deadpool and Wolverine. How do you feel about that?
That's literally the only like when I was thinking like when I the introduction that I gave to this video, right? Like when I was thinking about like what am I the next thing am I excited to actually see? And that's Deadpool and Wolverine. That's literally the only thing that I know about right now coming out this year that I'm excited to see. That I like you said, maybe midnight release, you know what I mean? Like maybe at least the first weekend, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
definitely.
I'm in a hurry to see this movie. You know what I mean? It looks exciting. It looks great, but they don't have to try, right? Like I mean, freaking, like I'm already in. You know what I mean? Marvel MCU kind of has me, for the most part. Um, I like late like the last few shows. I haven't missed a movie, but I haven't watched a couple of the of shows. I'll say I missed those. But
Yeah, I haven't missed a movie too. Like the last, yeah, I think I haven't watched What If season two. Um,
same here.
yeah, like, it's just like I'm like I no interest.
I
But
actually watched a couple of episodes from it, but I didn't. Then I fell off of it.
yeah, there's something else that came out, and I mean, whatever. I forgot what it was. But I'm watching X-Men '97, which will be a completely
Yeah.
different episode on its own. But this one I'm excited about. This one, like, I'm like, we finally see Wolverine like go against up Deadpool like properly. He's rocking the yellow suit. It's gonna be in the MCU. Like, what I'm really excited about is the acting between Ryan Reynolds and Wolverine, or Hugh Jackman. I'm sorry, because really it was Wolverine, not Hugh Jackman.
My only concern, I guess, if I had a concern about this, like, I think Deadpool 1 and 2 are bangers. I think Deadpool 1 is a pretty solid flick, and Deadpool 2, I don't think is as good as Deadpool 1, but I I actually think it's funner than Deadpool 1 though. Like in all honesty, I would rather watch Deadpool 2 again than Deadpool 1, even though I think Deadpool 1's a better movie. But and so I trust the team behind it. I know Ryan Reynolds has a lot to do with the creative side of it, you know what I mean? And it's like I trust the team behind it. My only concern is that they continue to do fan service right. Like he had pretty much um limited by budgetary concerns, but beyond that, full use over the X-Men universe. MCU is kind of a bigger world to play with. So it's just like in pursuit of fan service, both funny and like just cool things, right? Like I hope there's still like a good movie there. You know what I mean? Like basically is what I'm trying to say. Like as they strive to give us like great fan service, which they always do. Like I just hope they don't forget to like, hey, bring along a good movie too, which they usually do.
And you're right because Deadpool, like the first one, I was a great movie. I'm like, this is like I was rewatching it because my dad had never seen it. I'm like, I think you'll enjoy Deadpool. I'm like, this is a good movie. It's a love story. Like, yeah, he's foul mouthed. That's crazy, but it's a really like loving story. And Deadpool 2, like, yeah, was a lot more fun. Um, but I'm just, yeah, but it was like that. But this one, I'm like, I am trepidatious. I am weary of this because I'm like, don't lean in too much into the fan service because that's what we love in the fourth wall breaking. But just like give us a good Wolverine and Deadpool. Like there's that one scene in the trailer where he goes like, if you don't like keep like whatever he pulls like pretty much Deadpool threatens to shoot Wolverine in the face, and Wolverine like leans into the gun, like pretty much threatening him to like do it, go on.
Unless you want to take a deep breath through your fucking forehead, I suggest you reconsider.
I'm like, oh, okay, we're going here. I'm excited. I'm interested. I'm okay, cool, cool. So I think like besides Logan being like the best performance and the best X-Men movie ever, I think this, based on the trailers alone, this is legitimate to be up there too as one of the best X movies. Was it an X movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, right?
Yeah.
Because he's still, at least if the trailers are to be believed, he's coming over from that universe, right?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, so it technically would make it an X movie. But we'll still have to see. Yeah, we'll still have to see. I think we'll get something pretty fun at least.
All right. The next movie. You want to take this one?
Forgive me. What list are we going off of?
I just started with the IMDb list. I think it's a lot cleaner.
IMDb one. Okay. Okay. Is that real? 2024? That's real?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so we got freaking Sonic the Hedgehog 3. I didn't know that was this year. It doesn't look like it has a date though.
I thought it was December, but I thought that was December because they just announced the voice of Shadow as Keanu Reeves.
Right.
I'm like, I could have sworn that was.
I mean, you could be right. I just, on this list, I don't see a date, and I don't remember the date from, previous news or whatever. I'm all about it. Will I go see it? I don't actually know. I'll have to see a trailer. I went and saw the second one. Did I go and see the first one? I actually think I did go and see the first one too. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I liked both the movies. Like Sonic 1 is one of those movies where if you haven't seen it and you don't know what to expect, it's better than you think it's gonna be. It's still like just it's still what the trailer says it is, right? It's that what was that other movie with James Marsden with the Easter Bunny, right? Hop. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's still just Hop, right, with Sonic, but to me, it's like the best version of that movie, right? It's the best version of what Hop is. And maybe just because I like Sonic the Hedgehog, you know what I mean? Like, and so it gets a leg up on it. But I just think they treat Sonic like they still do the obligatory family movie that Hop is. But they treat Sonic with the reverence that the character deserves in that movie. And so it's one of those things where it's like, oh, like this isn't the Sonic movie I would have made, but it's better than I thought that they would have given me, right? You know what I mean?
I was super impressed when I saw this movie. The first one, I'm like, dude, like this is like this is really good. Like this is because again, we grew up 90s kids, 80s babies, all that millennials, labels, whatever. Was like we grew up with Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter. I'm like, all right, Super Mario Bros. So I'm like, okay, I guess they're like, you know what? We don't have to stick to the story. Just use elements and just like throw little flashbacks too, or little nods to the game. And I guess I didn't pick it up until my sister told me. It was like, oh, like when in the first one when Sonic is beating up the Robotnik's machine, he goes, oh, like you have to beat him in the game. I'm like, you're right. I didn't get that.
Mm.
Like the reference in in Sonic 2 when he's drowning and he uses the bubble to get it. I'm like, that's from the game too. So I'm like, oh, okay, we're getting references to the game, but they still have their own story. So I think like this is. So far, I've enjoyed every Sonic thing I've seen. I've yet to finish Knuckles. I saw the first episodes, and I wasn't a big fan of it, but
I yeah, I was gonna mention like it is so far. Like I watched 3 episodes of Knuckles so far. Um, 3 episodes of Knuckles so far, and it is like for good and bad, it feels like it belongs in that Sonic movie universe. You know what I mean? Like it had in this Sonic movie universe. Like
right.
just like the movies, it wouldn't have been the route I would have took. This show wouldn't have been the route I would have took. You know what I mean? Like, but it's like for the aim that they're going for, I think they are. I think they are nailing the tone that they are going for. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
and
so
I think yeah, too. Like that works, but I'm like, again, I wasn't expecting this. I didn't know what to expect, so I'm like, so I need to give it a couple more episodes. Like I think, but I was like, for the Knuckles, I love the Sonic movies. But Sonic 3, I'm excited that Jim Carrey's coming back because I did not know this was a thing. I didn't know Jim Carrey never did sequels until Dumb and Dumber 2.
interesting. I didn't know what. Nah, well, we got Ace Ventura too.
Oh my God, you're right. Okay, then, well, internet lied to me.
Maybe they just what? Maybe he just maybe after how bad Ace Ventura was he made that decision. But outside of Ace Ventura, like I don't think I can't think of another sequel.
Yeah, because Dumb and Dumber, because this would be his third Sonic movie, right? Because he retired.
Yeah.
He supposedly announced he retired from acting, but I'm like, you can't beat
I
Robotnik.
only kind of believe that as someone who grew up like you said, like when we grew up and gone through how many Jay-Z retires and all these different artists going out, you know what I mean, and wrestlers and whoever like I'm retiring, oh, I'm coming back. How many times did Mark Hamill retire from the Joker? Like
At this point, I'm like, I don't care anymore. Dude, shut up. When's your next Joker show?
when someone who is like on that caliber of of like fame or something like that, you know, when they say they retire, it's like, you know, it's like, all right, only kind of believe you, you know what I mean? Like, more power to you if you want to quit or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, but I don't believe it, you know what I mean? Like,
No, yeah. So that was like, okay, cool. But like, I'm excited for seeing Robot. And supposedly, I don't know if it's true or not. But either going to gain weight or they're going to use a fat suit and try to get Robotnik like in the video. Supposedly.
I had heard that as well.
So that's what I'm excited for.
And that's fine. Like, I feel like that's fine. I'm a Sonic fan, so of course, you know, Fat Robotnik, that's what Robotnik the character is. That's part of, honestly, that's like part of his character, like kind of in the games. But, you know what I mean? I feel like Jim Carrey made this version of Robotnik enough his own that, like, I never cared, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure it'll help people to see a Fat Robotnik, you know what I mean? But I never cared because I just got that this Robotnik was this specific character, and you know what I mean. I fell in love with his version of Robotnik.
He was amazing. Like, and I think we talked about it in one of the episodes we did, where like it reminded it reminded us of like early Jim Carrey, like Ace Ventura, Dumb and Dumber, The Mask, Jim Carrey. I think maybe more The Mask.
Very like to me, yeah, very much so. Like I think you were saying The Mask. I was very much saying Ace Ventura, because because Ace Ventura is, you know, Ace Ventura is like a trope, right? He's a detective and he's kind of playing on trope. So essentially, Ace Ventura is Sherlock Holmes, right? Like he's the smartest man in the room type of detective. Like, and that's how he plays it. If you kind of go back and watch Ace Ventura, when that's how he plays. He also, you know, throws in fart jokes and like talks out of his butt and stuff. But like, and his
Yep.
antics. But if you just like if you just like listen to the dialogue of what he's doing, like he's literally just like trying to like talk circles around everybody in front of him. You know what I mean? Like, and he's just trying to make it so he's like, yeah. So he seems like he's belittling everyone around him and making him seem smarter because he's the smartest guy in the room, and that's exactly how he plays Robotnik, except Robotnik is evil. You know what I mean? Like, so it gives it this like other dimension to it that makes it so much more interesting to watch, I think. Um because it's like he's the smartest man in the room, but he's just like, yeah, and I'll kill you. like, and I'll kill you. I'll make you laugh and I'll kill you. He did some of the funniest things, like, and like his, like how he can kind of improv and just play off people. Like, there's like a little scene. I don't know. We're like making this about Sonic. Like we turn this into a Sonic episode, but freaking, where he's just like, it's just a quick little fireback when he said something like, "Oh, you know what I mean, like with my parents or something like that," and he's like, "Oh yeah, rub that into an orphan like me," or something. It's just like such a quick little thing. It's like, dude, that it's freaking hilarious.
Like I remember we saying that. It reminded me of the first movie, and there's something when he gets his whatever lottery, he goes,
I just thought you might like a latte with steamed Austrian goat milk.
What do I look like, an imbecile? Of course I want a latte. I love the way you make them!
I was like, dude.
It's just like yelling at him, but saying positive things.
I was like, wait, what? Wait. But let's back to Sonic. It became a Jim Carrey fellatio fest. Which is like,
Okay, immediate. Wait, hold on. Abort, red button. What's the next one?
the next one, Despicable Me 4.
I like. I'll be honest. I could just pass talking about this one right away.
Like, I'll say this right now. I've never ever. I've seen the movies once or twice. Not for me. Don't care for them. I know people love them. I don't care.
Yeah, same here. I remember I watched the first Despicable Me on a plane ride. Don't need to watch it again. Didn't vibe with me. You know what I mean? It's not a movie made for me either. I'll give it that. You know what I mean? But I'll do them the favor and won't go see it.
Here's the thing: I love Steve Carell, and I watched it. Okay, I'm like, all right, it's animation, it's Illumination or whatever, and I'm like, I forgot how I ended up. I think I saw my I think my sister to go see it, or someone rented it, and I'm like, fine. It is the most to quote Mark Bernard from Fat Man, it is the most aggressively adequate movie. Like, just it is like the most so middle of the road. Like,
I would agree. It's definitely like a middle of the road, like safe animated movie.
It is so that movie is so safe. I'm like, okay, cool. Like not for me. I'm not gonna see it. If I end up seeing it, it's probably because I'm at someone's house and they have it on. But like, I have no interest in the movie at all.
We also don't have children, you know. So
my baby sister out grew up, and she's more mature than I am. So
low bar.
This is true. This is true. Next one.
What did it say? Crap. Hold on. All right. Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. All right, two things. I don't know what to think about this. This number one, but so a couple of years ago, right? Like we did something, and we were talking about Mad Max Fury Road. And I was like, I don't know, I didn't love it, but like so many people love that movie. Like I want to watch it again, right? Like I'm gonna give it there's been enough space. I can't remember what I didn't like about it. I'll be honest on that front. You know what I mean? I can't really remember what I didn't like about it. And no, I don't feel like going and finding that episode that we did where I said what I didn't like about it. But freaking, so what I did is I'm like, okay, I've never seen any of the Mad Max movies. So I'm like, I'll just watch the entire series, right? So I am halfway through Mad Max as a series. I watched Mad Max, and then I watched Mad Max, The Road Warrior. So I'm just gonna naturally make it to Fury Road. I'm gonna rewatch it and just see if I feel a little differently about it. So, but that being said, I am interested in Furiosa. I'm doing this because Furiosa, the trailer, looks freaking rad. Like it looks like a bonkers freaking movie.
So it's funny you say that because I remember kind of watching Fury Road in pieces, and I just fell asleep or whatever, and I finished watching Fury Road. What, like we were talking about it, this looks so awesome, and I'm like, I don't know what this is about this movie, but I really want to see this movie. This movie looks so good. So I started doing what you're doing too. I'm going back watching the very first Mad Max, and then this is what you told me, because I do remember watching Mad Max as a kid. I remember either my dad rented it or it was like the local 4 o'clock, Saturday night movie, and it was either Mad Max, Road Warrior. I remember watching Beyond the Thunderdome a lot because I'm like, who's that lady with the white hair? And I didn't know that was your turn. All I knew is what's love got to do with it. Intro song here.
Oh, what's love got to do with it? What's love but a second-hand emotion? What's love got to do with it? Who needs a heart when a heart can be broken?
But I want to go back because like Mad Max, I remember when it came out, it was just like every freaking director, right? Everybody in the industry was just like on Mad Max. I'm like, all right, and I did not care. I could not like get into it. So maybe the pretentious guy in me, but I was like, all right, but I do want to go back and watch it. But this movie looks amazing, looks freaking beautiful, and I need to know more because Anna Taylor-Joy, I know her from. I forgot the first thing I saw her in, but I loved her in Queen's Gambit. She was all right in the New Mutants. She was in that M. Night Shyamalan movie. Split. She was in Split. That's where I saw her first. I'm like, okay, cool. And so then I started following her a little bit. I'm like, I didn't know she was Argentinian or she's Hispanic from Latin America. So I'm like, look at you, girl. But she looks awesome in this freaking movie. And I'm like, there's that shot of her with the like. I want to know more. This movie looks awesome, and I am excited for this movie.
Yeah, I am too. One of the things I'm learning is like how important, I like a lot of action movies, and I guess like throughout the Mad Max movies, learning how important it was to do a lot of like stunt work, you know what I mean? Like it was for the director, like that excites me too, because that carried over to Fury Road, that carried over to this shoot as well. So looking at some of these like crazy car chases, and that seems to be a staple of the series as well, like the car chases. And that is one thing I remember from Fury Road is just like how bonkers that movie just was. And some respects of that it was to a level that it was like it was so much, it was a lot. Like it was a lot for me, and I think that's kind of why it like rubbed me the wrong way. I couldn't tell how I felt about the movie because there's like nothing but action happening, which is not necessarily always a bad thing, right? But that's why I want to rewatch it with context of the other movies. But I'm sure this is gonna be bonkers because it looks bonkers, and like and now if they're still trying to do a lot of practical, you know what I mean? If they're still trying to do like a lot of crazy practical car stunts, then like yeah, I'm all about it.
Yeah, I'm excited for this movie, and I will end up. I know I'm going to see it like in theater whenever it comes out. I am going to see this movie. All right, the next one. This is a franchise that's kind of long in the tooth, but like their movies are so good. But I only see them once. I'm like, I don't see them again. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Like, I remember the first movie I saw was the Marky Mark one, and I just didn't care for it.
I remember that,
and I just remember because I remember. I fell asleep. I'm like, all right, whatever. What happened? This is boring. And it was after Brooks, after our film school, take a shot, days. It was like, okay, I go back. I'm like, this is the Charlton Heston one. Like, this is a really good movie. It's a good science fiction movie, and it's a good morality tale. I tried watching the other one, Battle, and I'm like, nope, I'm done. But when they came out with the first one, Rise of the Planet of the Apes, I'm like, this is a good one. This is a good story. And all the movies in this new franchise, the prequels, I guess. Yeah, they are prequels. They're pretty good, but they're just so like, I don't know what it is, but I'm like, I don't need to see them again.
No, I'm kind of right with you. I know they have their fans, and they have their fans because they're good movies. But yeah, I feel I don't have an interest in the Planet of the Apes as a franchise. I only watch these movies like they're never like, oh, I really want to turn them on and watch them. But if I'm like watching FX or something and they come on and I don't turn away or whatever, like they're pretty good. Like I can say that about all of those movies is that they're pretty good. The first one was just okay, I would say. Was that with James Franco, right?
Yeah.
The first one was just okay, I think. it was fine. But I think all the rest of them, I think, are bangers. You know what I mean? Like, and they're pretty awesome. But they're just, I still have no interest in them. I still have no interest in them as a franchise. Like a new one, I can see a new trailer, right? Kingdom comes out, and I'm like, nah, I don't want to go see it. But if I ever watch it, I have every ounce of faith that it'll probably be great.
Like it looks good, and it's funny because we're up here in the Bay Area. I'm up in the Bay Area, San Francisco, and there was a couple of weeks ago, maybe a week or 2 weeks ago, there was like people dressed up as apes on horseback. I'm like, oh, that's pretty dope. Good promotion for that movie. It was cool to see. I'm like, hey, I know where that is.
Those apes were some pretty good actors.
The only 2 lines I know from that, or 3 lines from that movie is, "Get your stinking paws off me, you damn dirty ape! And you maniacs! You blew it up! Damn you all to hell!" I forgot the other one. There was another one, but yeah, I probably will watch it, but when it's on home entertainment, like it just seems like a chore. Like it seems like I don't know if that makes sense. Like it feels more like homework. And right now, personally, I'm in the mood for like I just need something. I need more Godzilla X Kong, and like I do. If that makes it, like I've been asking for better movies, and I'm like, but I just want to see something stupid. Like I just want to see Godzilla fighting another Titan, another monk. Like just yeah, that's where I'm at.
All right, next up, Joker.
Sorry, that's
Folie, Deux. I don't know how to pronounce that.
Folie, Deux. So we did an episode of a trailer react with Sarah and Tyler. Shout out, guys. And I got like the trailer. I'm like, I don't want to see this. I haven't seen the first one because I remember saying like I don't want to give. I don't think villains should be my heroes, and like it's very much reminiscent of Taxi Driver and Travis. I forgot his name. It's not Barker because Barker's a drummer from Blink-182. But rather than I'm like, I don't want. And this trailer, the more I watch it, I'm like, this isn't Harley Quinn. Like this is because they're using it's Joker and Harley Quinn. I'm like, no, it's not Harley Quinn because you need Batman for it to be Harley Quinn. And if there's no Batman, it's not really. You know what I mean? Like it's they're just using the name, and I'm like, I know that we have this country in this world right now. We're having mental health issues, and I don't think it should be glorified. Yeah, it should be looked at, but I feel like it's glorifying it. Like I don't know if I'm making any sense.
I think you're making sense. I can't specifically speak to it because I still haven't watched the first one, but I come down on the opposite side of you on this. I never watched the first one just because I never felt like watching it, but it wasn't like I know it sounds like I'm saying I didn't want to watch it, but I just didn't feel like watching it. That's different from I don't want to watch it. You know what I mean? Like it's like I just never felt like watching it, but like I was never against watching it. The fact that the second one added Harley Quinn and that Harley Quinn is played by Lady Gaga interested me. You know what I mean? Like I haven't seen the first one. Now I want to watch the first one because the second one interests me. So like I'll say like because I come on the opposite side of you and I feel exactly what you're saying. Like there shouldn't be a Harley Quinn without Batman. And I feel that to the point where there really shouldn't be his Joker. You know what I mean? It shouldn't really exist anyway, but he does. And now he's getting a movie part 2. So you know what I mean? Like I'm over that. You know what I mean? Now I'm like, okay, this is a take on the original character versus the actual origin of like Tim Burton's Joker, right, or Heath Ledger's Joker, right, or like freaking any of these Jokers that I'm used to. It's just and DC loves their freaking multiverse shenanigans, so you know what I mean. I'm fine with any of these.
I don't remember what I said because I don't remember what I said because I just remember being like the one thing I do remember saying is like I've been thinking Lady Gaga. I think Lady Gaga. I like her music. I like her song. I don't mind her as an actress. I haven't seen much of her in any movies, but like for some reason, it rubbed me the wrong way. I'm like, I don't want Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn. I don't know why. Like, and there's nothing like she's done or said, but I'm like, no, you're not it. Like, it rubbed me the wrong way. Like, and I don't remember if I said I think I do want to see it because of this. I'm like, there's just something about it to it. But the trailer I'm like, like I just like I don't like it's not art anymore, just commercialism right now. At this point, I'm like they're selling it like this big beautiful art picture, but no, you guys are just using the Joker name and the Harley Quinn name to sell tickets for a movie that isn't about those characters. I mean, they are in name only, if that makes any sense.
No, I feel you. I feel you. I mean, I guess I've seen again, like I come down on the other side of you. Is like I've seen more egregious uses of like at least they're using it to make an artful picture rather than you know what I
You know
mean?
what?
Something
That
even
is
more rather than be Dragon Ball Evolution, right? You know what I mean? Like at least we're getting at least it's Joker instead of Dragon Ball. You know, there are two sides of this coin, you know.
this is you're absolutely right. I didn't think about that. Yeah, because that movie. You know what? You're absolutely right though. It is okay. You know what? I probably am gonna go see it just because I'm like, let me see what you guys do, and that make me also lead to joke because I remember when it first came out, you said you said you didn't feel like watching it. Same. I just because like I don't think the Joker should be made a hero. Like he's a broken hero. No, he's a killer. He's like yes, I like the Joker as a villain, but in the to be like two-dimensional comic book world, like I don't want to run into that guy in the real world, you know? Especially Heath Ledger's version. Um,
Yeah, definitely not Heath Ledger's version.
Anything else before we move to the next one?
No.
All right, the next one, Kraven the Hunter.
Like not even. Like not even, you know what I mean? Interested in Sony's whatever they're trying to do with their Spider-Man characters. Like not even interested. Like I may it depends, you know what I mean? I ended up seeing Morbius. Uh I didn't think it was as bad as most people said. It was certainly not a good movie. Um it's fine, I guess. You know what I mean? It's as fine as any other Sony freaking movie. Um, but I'm absolutely not interested in any of these Sinister Six, whatever they are. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
whatever you like, where you lead into this. You know what I mean? Like, is this going somewhere? Like, I don't know.
I think Mark Bernardin said it best. It's like we have a contract, and if we don't fulfill that contract, we lose the license, and that's what that is. And I didn't see Morbius because I just like from the trailer, I'm like, I don't give a frack about this. Um, I ended up seeing Madam Web because I thought of like, well, Anya Corazon, like Anya, we got my girl, Anya Corazon, hell yeah. And yeah, it wasn't good, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. But that's still not. I'm still like, yeah, yeah. I'm still not forgiving you, like for existing.
For
Uh,
existing.
but this one, I have no interest at all. There was a trailer that came out, and I don't think we reacted to it, but I'm like, dude, like, what the frack is this? And I'm like, And I think Aaron Johnson,
Yeah,
Aaron Taylor Johnson. I'm confusing her with Anna. Yeah, Anna Taylor.
Pietro.
Yeah, Pietro, the dude from Godzilla, the bad guy from Kick-Ass, the other guy from Kick-Ass. Um, I think he's a great actor. I think he's a really good actor. He's a fight. I just like, no, this isn't the character. This is that. No. Mm-mm. Maybe once on Netflix, and I'm really, really in an altered state of Guinness. If I'm drunk. Okay.
Because I mean, when you say everything that you said about the Joker, um, I guess that's how I feel about these Sony movies. Because like they're not going to make villain origin stories. You know what I mean? Like I'm not. I
Yeah.
don't believe for one second I'm gonna walk into Kraven the Hunter and when it ends, he's gonna be comic book Kraven the Hunter. I don't believe that for one second. Like he's gonna be some kind of anti-hero who has to save some kind of stupid thing from being. You know what I mean? Like that's just how it's gonna be. Like that's how they are kind of doing these movies. How they did like Morbius. You know what I mean? Like they just had him fight a worse version of Morbius. You know what I mean in the movie? Like.
That's pretty funny. Um, I kind of want to. I only want to see it to see how bad it is. But I'm like, nah, that's okay. I shouldn't do that. Anything else?
Nah.
Right. Uh, your turn. I
A
think.
Quiet Place Day One. Seems cool. Like everybody loves all of these movies. I haven't seen any of them, but
Me
I am
neither.
interested in watching them. The older I get, the less I can handle creepy freaking movies. So, but whatever. I like it. I still do have a harbor in my heart a love for horror movies. So
I haven't seen any of them. I've heard that they're great though, and I like John Krasinski. I'm like, okay, let me see that. I do want to go back and watch the first one because it's in my Paramount Plus playlist or whatever they're calling it, but I just haven't gotten around to it. I'd rather watch Frasier or the new Frasier. Yeah, all right. I got anything else?
nah,
All
next.
right. The next one, the new Garfield movie with Chris Pratt.
I could also say next to that.
Yeah, no, I'm probably not gonna see that. No, I know I'm not gonna see that. So there's that on Garfield. All right, next one. Oh my god.
Gladiator II.
Electric
So just
Boogaloo.
that pisses me off. Right, exactly. Electric. It just pisses. Hold on. There's text here. Let's see. Follows Lucius, the son of Maximus's love, Lucilla, after Maximus's death. I changed my mind. It changed my mind. I literally just changed my mind right now on stream. This is not a stream. This is a video. Freaking because I kept hearing Gladiator 2 and it's Ridley Scott, right? And it's like they're doing this thing again. I just thought they were gonna like bring back freaking Maximus. You know what I mean? Like, and that's just on me for just thinking that, right? And not looking into it, but just like what? Why can you do Gladiator 2? Okay, it's about the chick's son. What? She knocked him up. He knocked her up. Yes.
I think so. I don't remember. Like I haven't seen that movie since it came out in theaters.
He seemed like he was such a whatever,
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that? You froze.
Because I was saying like he seemed like such a actor. So this is the kid from the movie, then, yeah.
No. From what I understood, it's well. Hold on. I don't remember Gladiator that much. So who like?
Lucius is like the kid that was a fan of his, as from my memory. He was the lady like the I don't remember her name, but she's like the daughter of the emperor or whatever. Yeah.
Let's see. I guess so.
He was like the heir. Like he wanted to go hang out with Maximus or whatever, and
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it is based on. Yeah. Okay. It is her son. So, but then who? But that guy is not playing him in the new one.
yeah, I mean, I would imagine, but
Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. I'm looking at the cast. Denzel Washington in this. Pedro Pascal. Paul Mescal. Who the frack is Paul Mescal?
yeah, I know virtually nothing about this movie.
I'm gonna pass on this movie. I mean, nothing against it. Just like, I feel it's kind of late. And
I don't know why we need a Gladiator 2. I don't if a trailer looks awesome, maybe,
Yeah.
but like I'm not really sure what I honestly I'm not sure where the story could go. Like what is compelling about the son of the next heir to the Roman Empire, I guess.
Yeah, nothing like it's. I mean, I know it's in mode right now to make movies for sequels like 20 years later. I'm just like, I don't care. Not this one. Okay, let's see. Okay, I saw the next one already. Kung Fu Panda 4.
I mean, if it's already, we don't have to talk about it if it's already out.
Okay, so we did that one about Marley One Love. I saw the Fall Guy is out, but I haven't seen it yet. You want to talk about that one?
I kind of want to see it.
I want to see it. I might go see that.
Freaking list.
Madam Web, if it's coming out.
I'm not super interested in If, but I don't think it's kind of made for me either. It feels like a it feels like what Sausage Party was to like Pixar. This feels like to like Monsters University, kind of like almost
I
like
can see that. Yeah,
a slightly more adult Monsters University or
yeah.
Inc. Sorry, Inc.
Okay. Yeah. It looks interesting, but I'm like, I think I'm too old for this. Like, yeah. Like, I mean, a good movie, but it just like, I mean, yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I'm definitely not the audience for this. Argyle. Um,
And Matthew Vaughn, I'm usually a fan of Matthew Vaughn movies, but it was something about I don't know, whatever. Like I'll let people talk about how awesome it is if it is awesome, you know what I mean, and maybe that'll sway me. But it honestly, like the trailer didn't really do it for me.
I just like that cast, and I love Sophia Botella. She was J Law in Star Trek Beyond.
Mm.
She was also the lady with the killer with the knife legs in Kingsman.
Oh, that lady,
Yeah.
yeah, she's
Um,
awesome in that movie.
she's in the new Zack Snyder movie on Netflix. And I'm like, I'm only going to see
Rebel
it only
Moon.
because of you. Yeah, Rebel Moon.
Like I feel like I feel like I just always get duped into watching Zack Snyder things, and I always regret it. Like I always regret it. Like whenever I freaking watch it, and so it's like I've learned. I feel like I learned. You know what I mean? Every time, and I'm like, no, I'm not even. And so like now I'm at this point where it's like Rebel Moon. Like I'm not even right now. Like I'll have to hear like an overwhelming amount of accolades for it, you know what I mean, before I go into it. But I look, I get weak some nights. I'll say I get weak some nights, and I'm like, is tonight the Rebel Moon night? You know what I mean? But I've been burned too many times. Like I always regret watching Zack Snyder movies. Like it never fails. Except for the like the few that I actually really like. Except for the few that I really like, he has a couple like Man of Steel. I actually really like. Um, I don't hate Watchmen, and I love Dawn of the Dead. Right, those three, like I revere very well. You know what I mean? And I actually enjoy 300 a lot. I get why people don't like it, but I enjoy 300 a lot too.
I only remember I was drunk for 300 because it was my 21st birthday, and my friend, who my co-director at film school, Take a Shot, was out watching that with her boyfriend, and so I was like, yeah, have fun with that. Um, what else? Okay, yeah, Zack Snyder. I've gone off on him so many freaking times that I'm like, if you guys don't know that I don't, well, I'll just say it again. I am not a fan of Zack Snyder. I've tried to, but I'm like, you know what?
Excuse me.
After he came out with the Justice League cut, like I already didn't like him then, but that's kind of make me cemented my what's the word? What's another word for hate? Hate. I don't know. I don't want to say it, but I don't know what else to say.
You need another word for it, bro.
I need this. Okay, I got it. Abhor his movies. Abhor.
Fair enough. I didn't hate the Justice League cut, the Zack Snyder side of Justice League.
Ugh.
I could have also done with it without it being released, but I didn't hate it. I think that there were good things about it. I think there were definitely good things about it. But like I said, I always regret watching Zack Snyder things. Like I always, and the same was true about this too, about the Justice League. Yes. I regret it.
All right, next one. Ugh. Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse. So this got put
Like
on.
who knows, right? Like who even knows?
Because it was supposed to come out last year. They got put on hold because of the writer's strike and then the actor's strike. But if I remember correctly, because animation falls under a different union, some weird rules that they weren't. I thought they were going to be affected, but they were affected. So now, but I guess the writers too, right? So no matter what, like writing is writing. So
True.
or I guess that's not true either, too, because I guess some anywho, but yeah, this movie got held back, and so now we know it's going to come out. But I'm mad about it because Across the Spider Verse was such a beautiful movie too, and I felt like I think it was weaker than. I think its weakness is that it's a part two. Like we know there's a cliffhanger, so it doesn't really end. and I think I'm like, that's why I didn't like about it. This is such a cop out. I think I've said in our review, I'm like, like I have to wait now, and then now we don't even know if it's going to come out. Like,
Yeah,
I
mean,
like,
it's gonna come out. It's gonna come out. We just don't know when, though. Like, and Sony, they've really been delaying all of their movies. Like, they've been delaying like all of their movies have gotten delays. So
let's see what else. Okay, the next one is okay. Got you. Go ahead.
Inside Out 2, I can pass that.
Yeah, I saw the first one, and I'm like, I'm almost 40. I'm 38 years old. I'm almost 40. Like, I'm I'm not going through a hormone change.
I mean, it doesn't really appeal to me. I like Pixar as much as the next person, but I didn't. There's a level at which like Pixar, unless it just looks rad, like I think it's lost its appeal to catch me with new franchises, in Pixar, and I think the same is like probably with like Disney animated stuff too. Like I'm just not the target demographic for what they're going for with that. So
Yeah,
I'm not. It doesn't really catch me when it comes out. You know what I mean? Great for who it's great for. I'm sure they're Disney movies and Pixar movies, so I'm sure they're awesome. To be honest,
all right,
but not for me.
all right. Next one, The Tiger's Apprentice. I don't know anything about this.
Know anything about it either. Tom Lee, a Chinese American boy, after the death of his grandmother, has to be apprenticed to the talking tiger, Mr. Hu, and learn ancient magic to become the new guardian of an ancient phoenix. Sounds very Chinese.
It's on Paramount. Okay, I guess it came out already on Paramount Plus. But he's a tiger apprentice, but he's a phoenix. What? I don't know.
Tiger, but he's a phoenix? I don't like it.
How dare you have be a tiger and a phoenix? What is this?
I don't know. It's animated.
We got Lucy Liu in it.
It does.
And I might check it out. Like, we'll see. Kind of reminds me of Awakened a little bit. But probably because of the Chinese aspects of it.
The Zodiac or whatever.
Yeah.
The astrological sign.
Let's see. I'm gonna skip down to that one's already out. Okay, I'm with 22. The Hunchback of Notre Dame, or Notre Dame, if you will.
Live action adaptation.
I'm assuming that's what it is, but I'm so tired of freaking the Disney remakes. Like, like the last one I saw, that was when I was like, I felt burned by that one, was Aladdin. No, I saw The Little Mermaid. It was The Little Mermaid. I'm like, you know what? I want, like, she's a black actress. I go see her, and I thought she did fine. But I'm like, it's a shot-for-shot remake of the cartoon. Like, why am I watching this? And I think they added songs too, but I was like,
like they must have added something, because it's like, I think, isn't it like 20 to 30 minutes longer than the other one?
It is. You know what? They added a scene of her going through the marketplace when she was, and she runs into the cartoon version, the voice actress of Ariel. And I'm like, oh, that's cute. We don't need this, but that's cute.
Right. I'm trying to say, like, I don't mind that they're redoing these. Or I think really I've just kind of gotten used to it. Like, okay, you're obviously just remaking all your cartoon movies. They're not, and it's kind of like what I just said about the Pixar stuff. It's, I'm beyond an age where it's for me. I don't have so much nostalgia. Like, I have a lot of nostalgia for those movies. I loved them growing up. I don't have so much nostalgia that it will bring me back to the theater to watch a different version of it. You know what I mean? Like, and it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, I liked the cartoons growing up. Some of them I saw. Eventually, I watched the Aladdin. You know what I mean? I'll probably watch all of them eventually. You know what I mean? Like, because the thing is with them being just the same story. Like, if you like that story, you'll like it. You'll have it. You'll enjoy it. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I feel about Aladdin. It's like, That's why I thought Aladdin was cool because like I like Aladdin. You know what I mean? Like, so this movie is just Aladdin. You know what I mean? Like, and I like Aladdin. Um, but it would take a lot for me to just feel like watching it though.
Yeah, and this one I remember. I remember when it came out. I'm like, this is pretty dark. This is pretty messed up. And I saw it again recently, the cartoon version. I'm like, wait, dude is singing the Hellfire song. I'm like, this song is about dude trying to like his lust for Esmeralda. I'm like, dude, like this is a Disney movie. What the hell? Like, I'm like it's pretty mature. But I'm like, if they made it as a mature movie, maybe like like more of an adult movie, got rid of the talking gargoyles, or maybe it's Quasimodo being crazy, and that's how I just talked myself into watching this movie.
Well, see, that's what I am starting to kind of like about what I guess what Netflix is starting to do with their adaptations of certain things, right? Like, so they've done the One Piece and they've done or I should say, season one of One Piece and season one of The Last Airbender. When they translate them, they're kind of they're trying to do it like a one for one translation, but they also like adapt it though too. You know what I mean? They make it either a little bit more Western or in the Last Airbender's case, a bit more mature. You know what I mean? A more tonally an adult show. You know what I mean? If they had that approach to it, I'd be more interested in watching them. Like, hey, it's not just the same thing. It's the same thing, but under a different lens. You know what I mean? Like even that small change, you know what I mean, would be enough for me. But they don't. They don't go there either.
Um, yeah. So like, I'm assuming it's gonna be a remake of the cartoon. So nah, I'm good. Yeah, this is right to live action adaptation of Disney's animated musical version of The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Notre Dame. All right. Is it my turn?
Okay. Next one.
Before we go on, like I want to put it on. CJ, when I met CJ 20 years ago, this was like he was rocking. He was. We became friends because he was rocking this character shirt. So I'm like,
I have no idea what happened to that shirt either. By the way, it was an awesome shirt. But anyway, but yes, the shirt. Yes, he cut me off. Venom. Which you can almost not even say that without without doing that now. But man, dude, man, like I'm a big Venom fan. Yes, I'm a big Venom fan. And when the first Venom movie was coming out, like, of course I sunk my head because you're not gonna do it right because you already did Spider-Man 3 and like you're not gonna retread. That's like Hollywood. They don't like to, even though as many reboots and remakes that they like to do, they don't like to retread like freaking like ground on like sequels or things like that. You know what I mean? Like when they'll reboot Spider-Man, but you're not gonna get Green Goblin again. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna get the Lizard or whatever. You know what I mean? So like I just knew we weren't gonna get a proper Venom because you can't get a proper Venom without Spider-Man. He's a Spider-Man villain. You know what I mean? Like, but anyways, they kept moving forward with it, so it's like, all right, fine, whatever. Like you're doing it anyway. And to my surprise, I didn't hate the first Venom movie. I didn't hate it. Like, and I even like it a bit. You know what I mean? I don't love it, but I do like it. Like, I think there are issues with it. There are things that I would have done differently, like, not made it. But there's like, if I had to made it, I would have made it more. I would have done something more like he's just Venom already. You know what I mean? Like, and we could get back to the origin story or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, but um everything I feel about the first one, like oh man, this is actually kind of cool, and like I feel like they couldn't get the origin right, but they did. I feel like they got the character right. You know what I mean? Like, and they got like the execution of him and like his traits and all that. I thought all of that was great. Lost all of that in the second one. Lost all of that in the second one. Like, and here's the thing: the second one, I have the good things to say about it, right? Like the action in the second one was actually pretty cool. Woody Harrelson as Carnage Woody Harrelson's a great actor. His Carnage was great. Everything with Carnage in the movie was actually great, and the action in the movie was great, right? But the movie was called Let There Be Carnage, but Venom is the title character, right? And they just like kind of shelved the title character for like the whole movie. Like I'm not a fan of like movies where you don't give your main character things to do, right? Like things are happening, but like every time we go to your main character, he's like chilling and like reading a book or something. You know what I mean? Like what? Like why is your main character not doing anything in his own movie? You know what I mean? Anyways, I lost everything for the Venom franchise. Like that movie left me empty for the franchise. Like the trailer for Venom The Last Dance, with an unfortunate title, uh it will have to be pretty awesome for me to want to go see Venom 3. Like I don't even want to see, like I wanted to see Venom Let There Be Carnage on its way out, you know what I mean? Like it would take a lot for to make me want to see Venom 3 now.
You're a bigger Venom fan than I am. So when the first Venom movie came out, I saw it. I'm like, dude, I hate this movie. And I thought you would hate it too. And I was like, wait, what? You like this movie? And I was like, I was befuddled. I'm like, what? Why? And I went back. I'm like, I don't get it. And then I'm like, but I ended up like you. I went up seeing Let There Be Carnage, and I hated that one even more. I'm like, and I was like, this isn't like there was no Carnage, and then like he had like I'm like, this is like it. I yeah, this is it.
The funny.
Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, like the funny thing is those good things that I had to say about Let There Be Carnage is like that is funny, and it has some cool actions. Like I've said this before to different people. I've never had such a good time at a movie that I absolutely hated. Like I've never had such a good time at a movie that I hated. Because I thought the jokes were funny. I just didn't want them to be there. I thought, you know what I mean, the action was good. It just wasn't in support of a better movie. You know what I mean? Like it just, I hate that movie. I hate Venom Let There Be Carnage. I hate that movie.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, I this like when I was saying about Joker, the new one coming out, Joker Harley Quinn, I'm like, at least, and you said it too. At least there's art in this. You know, you're absolutely right. Fair enough. This is just straight up like, frack you guys, give all that Spider-Man money. Like this is like, why? Like I know why you made it because of money, but I'm like it's just like, oh, dude, like no, this is no. And I feel bad too because Tom Hardy is trying his best to do right by that character, and I think he did. Like again, we're Spider-Man fans, we're Marvel fans. Like I got Wolverine, Daredevil, Spider-Man in my trinity of my personal favorite superheroes. Sometimes Batman goes in there, sometimes Kyle Rayner. It depends. But Daredevil, Wolverine, Spider-Man are always kind of in that trinity. Yeah, no, I was like, dude, like you guys are doing him wrong. Like you guys are doing Venom wrong, and also too, like I got after a minute after Carnage and everything became symbiotes. I'm like, and it's symbiotes. I after that, I kind of gave up. I'm like, I got sick of the symbiotes and Venom, and I'm like, I frack you guys, I'm done. Because they became mutants, and everything's immune, everyone's immune. I'm like, yeah, no.
They are, and by the way, they're doing that. They're kind of doing that again too, with the symbiote.
Symbiote. He doesn't know that the cartoon says symbiote. The cartoon says symbiote. It was only that damn movie.
I do it because I know you hate it, but also because I just think it's funny, like that they pronounced it like that. I just think that's a funny like pronunciation for that word. All right, next.
Okay. I got one word to say 3 times. Beetlejuice.
Stop.
I hear the thing. I was talking about this at the bar I go to, and I realized I grew up with the cartoon and not the movie.
It's showtime.
The cartoon was my Beetlejuice, like growing up, and so when I watched the trailer, I'm like, This does nothing for me at all. Because I watched, my mom watches the movies, and my mom likes that movie every time during Halloween they put it on. My mom loves it. I'm like, I watch it. And I'm like, the main character is in this movie for 10 minutes. Like the
Well,
title
he's
character.
not.
Sorry.
Yeah, he's the
The
title
title
character.
character. Sorry, the title character is in it for 10 minutes. Sorry, you're right.
Man.
And I'm like, I love from what I saw, Michael Keaton kills it. Like he's gonna kill it. But I have there's nothing about it. Again, intro here. This is what I grew up with, the cartoon. And I think the cartoon was a lot stronger. But again, we had so many episodes to grow to get used to that character, whereas the movie we only had at most 10, 15 minutes. I'm like,
Well, it's like I don't. I think they're different things. You know what I mean? Like they're just different ways to get your money, right? You know what I mean? It's the cartoon was a way to milk the franchise a bit more. By selling it to kids, right? You know what I mean? Like, which always works with toys, right? And candy and cereal. Um, Freaking, but like, because I used to watch the cartoon as a kid too. But it's a different thing because in the movie, Beetlejuice is a villain. In the cartoon, he's the hero. You know what I mean? He's one of the main characters. Him and I forget her name.
not Wednesday. Lindsay.
It is an L. It's definitely an L. I keep wanting to say Lucy, but I don't think it's Lucy.
Let me look it up. I'll look it
Lydia.
up because
Lydia.
we're known a rare character.
Yeah, it's Lydia. Lydia,
Lydia.
isn't it?
Yeah, Lydia.
So it's like different. Like it's not the movie, but see, that's why I wonder about because I actually do watch Beetlejuice. I haven't watched it in a few years now, but it's one of those movies that if it ever came on, I watch it to the end. Like it's something about that movie I just like really like. Not enough to just like watch it on repeat, but it's like this movie that I can always watch for whatever reason. I don't know why. But yeah, and even that, right? Even liking Beetlejuice how I like it, I get baffled as to like why you would dip back into that universe because it's not a story that really has any kind of connective tissue I feel like to a sequel, right? Like there's like I don't feel like Alec Baldwin is about to be in this movie, right? Or Gina Davis, right? Like, and they were the main characters of the Beetlejuice franchise. Not even Lydia. Lydia was in it. You know what I mean? And it's kind of about their relationship to Lydia. You know, Lydia and Beetlejuice are the main characters of the cartoons. You know what I mean? Like, but like, it's about the married couple that just died and them navigating their way through the afterlife, kind of a thing. You know what I mean? It's about that. Like. And what does that have to? And that's why I'm like, the sequel can't be about that, right? Like, the sequel cannot be that continued. You know what I mean? So, like, how is it? Why am I coming back here? You know what I mean? Like, into this universe. It's like Lydia's daughter or something as I understand, right? Like, centered around her, maybe.
There's two things about this, and I'm conflicted about this movie too because I'm looking at the cast. I didn't like. I know Jenna Ortega's in it, and I think I like her. Michael Keaton is always great. Catherine O'Hara, amazing. I didn't know Willem Dafoe was going to be in this movie till right now.
I love
and Monica Bellucci. I'm like, so that kind of the other thing about this is the writers. I'm like, I grew up with you guys' show, like as a kid, in my teens. They were the guys who wrote Smallville. And at a certain point, it kind of just like, and they also did Wednesday. I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I like, what am I trying to say? I don't, from what I've experienced lately, I don't think they've been really good at writing. And I wasn't impressed with Wednesday. And I'm like, I don't know if you guys like, I know Tim Burton picked you guys and hired you directly, but I'm like, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't remember. My thing with them is that I do tend to feel like their series that they have start stronger than they finish, which I think is a plus for a movie because they don't have to account for a bigger thing, right? Like they could just maybe like since they they give us a couple of banger episodes, you know what I mean, at the start of a season, so maybe they can handle 2.5 hour movie. You know what I mean? They're
Like
like an
that's
hour.
true. Like they cut, to quote BW Bruce Willis,
The
they cut the
chef.
chef out.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So there's that. But right, just seeing Willem Dafoe in it, I'm like, oh, interesting. Okay.
Man, yeah. I don't know.
Willem
I
done
got
some-
like 'cause also like what I mean. Michael Keaton like bringing it like goes a long way too.
and I like when Michael Keaton does that because I think I've only seen him do that a couple times like that, and I think that's one of his most craziest like out there chewing up the scenery. Like Bruce Wayne, the Vulture. He did his character called Dope Sick, which is a doctor who gets addicted to oxy. You're just amazing. So I'm like seeing. I guess for lack of a better term, seeing Michael Keaton go Christopher Walken or whatever, like is kind of fun. So those two, I'm like I end up gonna go. Frack, I can't talk. I am gonna end up going to see it, but I'm like I'm very 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 cautious. All right, good sir.
What? Cruella 2.
I don't know why. Again, for me, it's the same thing as the Joker. Like, why do we need origin stories for villains? How do you feel about Cruella 2?
I haven't seen Cruella 1. Now, that being said, I have wanted to watch Cruella. I have wanted to watch it. It's just get in the mood to watch Cruella when there's, to be honest, like, we're kind of in a golden age of entertainment right now. Like, there's just like bangers just like everywhere. Wherever you want to watch something, like there's awesome stuff to watch.
Yeah, no, I agree. I feel like there's too much, and I'm like, there's so much stuff to watch, and I don't know what. I end up watching the old stuff again. Like, I don't know what to watch. You know what I mean? So I'm like,
Yeah.
it is our gift, it is our curse. All right.
There's nothing like the disappointment I feel after like giving a show my time and like realizing that I've wasted my time because I was waiting for it to be good and it never got there, Like there's nothing quite like that, you know what I mean? Like it's why I hate Titans so much. Sorry if you guys like Titans. It's why I hate Titans so much because I literally watched the whole first season and I had to get all the way to the end of the season to realize how much I hated the show, and that's why I hate Titans so much. Because it's like the whole season, it was pulling me along. You know what I mean? And I'm like, oh, okay. You're like, yeah, I'm interested in seeing where this goes. Oh, it didn't go anywhere. I hate you. I hate you for wasting my time.
Let's see. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Next one.
Mortal Kombat 2.
Let me clear my throat for this one. Mortal Kombat 2.
Oh man. So help me God, Renee. I want to see this stupid movie.
I
All
do
right.
too.
I want to see this stupid movie. I feel burned by the first one. That's no mistake. I mean, not mistake. You know what I mean? No hyperbole. I feel burned by the first one. You know what I mean? I still want to see this movie. It's like, why do I want to see this movie? I don't know.
Like it's weird too because like you said it best too. The beginning and the ending, the A team did it, and then the B team, C team did the rest of the movie.
You're right.
It was like being glued to the max. Like, oh, okay.
Right. Now let the real movie begin.
Yeah. So yeah, this one was like, we'll see, because this movie made me appreciate the '95 one a lot more. I'm like, okay, yeah, this is a better, way better. And yeah, it has its flaws, but I'm like, coming from the world of filmmaking, we're like, not bad, and they did their best. They did what the best. A for effort. All right. So one of the ones I want to watch, we're skipping some around, is Nosferatu, which I only know it because of that one because of the little clips I've seen in public domain. Because they couldn't do Dracula, right? So like, well, we make our own version, and it is pretty much the unlicensed version of Dracula, and seems cool. Like the cast seems cool. This is kind of fun.
Wait, are you saying you haven't seen Nosferatu?
I have not seen Nosferatu.
They didn't make you watch that at Brooks Take a Shot?
I don't think they did. If they did, I'd be
Really?
do it.
Well, I don't. I've taken so many in my life. I've taken so many film studies classes, like in and out of Brooks, that, and I've had to watch this movie. Like I've never just like rented Nosferatu, right? You know what I mean? But I've seen it a few times because of like the film studies classes that I've had to take. I mean, it's whatever. It is exactly what you described it as, right? It's knockoff Dracula, right? Because couldn't make a Dracula movie, so it is the first Dracula movie. It just couldn't be under the Dracula name. And then I saw, is it Shadow of the Vampire?
Yeah,
with Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, where he plays that character of
Yeah.
like they don't know if he's a real vampire or not. And Willem Dafoe is in this movie, the Nosferatu remake. So I'm like, dude, I am freaking in for this movie. Like, yes.
As Count Orlok?
No, as who's been Count Orlok? Count Orlok is Bill Skarsgård.
Oh, okay. Oh, so they're going younger then?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I keep reading nothing but good things about Bill Skarsgård. So
if I'm not mistaken, he was the bad guy in Dune 2. Not that you saw that, but
I'm looking at some of the pictures on IMDb.
Yeah, that's him.
And
and he's it, right? He's the it guy.
He's it.
And he's the Crow, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, bro.
As you can see by this and this over here, okay, I'm kind of a fan. Did you like my? Yeah. Yeah, but I do want to see this movie. I think like it looks awesome. I'm like I feel there are not good vampire movies out there. Like they're one of the scariest monsters out there, but there isn't a good vampire movie. I feel.
I disagree, but it's only because I went through a vampire phase where I was into vampires. I think they're good vampire movies. Because vampire movies are like superhero movies, right? They're different. They blend into different genres. You know what I mean? Like, so there's not just horror vampire movies. You know what I mean? There are love vampire movies. There are this. You know what I mean? Like different kind of vampire movies.
You know what? As you say that, I just feel that Nicholas Hoult is in this movie, and he was in a vampire movie with Nicolas Cage playing Dracula.
The vampire's assistant.
Renfield.
Oh, Redfield. Sorry. Yep, that was Vampire's Assistant was that guy from what was that movie? I can't remember the name of it now, but
I don't know, but it's pretty much the same thing though, right? He's their familiar or whatever.
Kinda, yeah, it was kind of the same thing. Yeah, it's kind of the same thing. But like I can think of a few vampire, like Blade. Hello, number one.
Oh, you know what? It's funny to see that too. The guys who made Planet Concord did what we do in the shadows, the movie and the show, and it's a mockumentary, and that's pretty funny. You know what? Yeah, they had From Dusk Till Dawn.
From Dusk Till Dawn, yeah.
I forgot. Yeah, you're right. All right, I take it back. Renee knows not what if you speak it.
Yeah.
But yes, I want to see Nosferatu. That looks good. Next one.
All right. The next one that I saw was Bad Boys for Life. Is that what it's called? Sorry, or is that the third one?
You know what? I think it was the third one because I haven't seen that one either.
But Bad Boys Ride or Die. Bad Boys Ride or Die. And this, honestly, I thought that the franchise was over. And so I was just pretty much taking my time to just watch the third one. So I still haven't seen it. And now that this one's coming out, now I'm like, well, okay, I'll go watch the third one then. Like, because like I do like the Bad Boys movies. Like, not that I feel like, I'm always the first one to get on a movie for like taking 10 years to come out with a sequel. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, it's not gonna be as good. They lost it. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm always gonna feel that way. But whatever, I'll check it out. I heard actually really good things about the third one.
I've heard great things. I heard like this is a really good movie. And no offense to Michael Bay, no disrespect, he makes beautiful images. Not the best storyteller. Like, I love The Rock. I love the fourth Transformer movie. of the first Bad Boys, but the Kid for Catcher they are not. They're, like they're just they're just good blockbuster popcorn movies. But like you two, I'm like, there's a third one. I'm like, I'll see it maybe. I don't want to watch it. But now there's this one. I'm like, and I didn't know about this till like today. I'm like, wait, what? So I guess I'm gonna watch Bad Boys 3.
Hey,
You want to do Twisters?
yes.
Dude, like I love that first movie. I don't know why. Like it is such a bad movie. It's Helen Hunt and Bill Paxton, but I don't know why. I that movie chair made me afraid of tornadoes. But I live in California. We are nowhere near. We did have one tornado in the '90s here, and like what the frack? Like this is weird. Like we shouldn't have tornadoes in Silicon Valley, but we did. And so I'm like, and it was around the same time too. We watched the first one, I think.
Oh,
But I was like, but this movie looks like fun. I'm like, again, like, I don't know why, but I want to see this movie. This just looks ridiculous, and I'm all for it.
it does look it does look fun, and I like Wisconsin is like at the tail end of Tornado Alley. So we are in, we do get tornadoes here and tornado warnings and stuff here, and it had tornado drills as a kid or whatever. I did see Twister, and it was a movie that I did love and watched often. I mean, we had it on VHS. That's a cow, another cow. I think it's the same one. You know what I mean? Like freaking, of course, I remember all that. Like, you know, remember the iconic scene when they're trapped in the F5 one. You know what I mean? And then they're like hooked to the they wouldn't let shack. They're like tied to the pipe or whatever, and it's like lifting it up, and they're like in the center of the tornado. My problem with this movie is like kind of similar to what you were saying about Joker, right? How you were just like, it's not a Joker movie. They're just selling us the character names. Like, I'm like, what about this makes this a Twister sequel, right? Like, what about, like, it seems like it doesn't have any of the original cast. Some of them are passed away, like, but
Oh yeah, I
like,
forgot. Yeah.
it's like, why is this? I was like talking to somebody about that the other day. I'm like, what makes this a Twister movie? Like, why isn't this just called Tornado Revenge or something? Right? You know what I mean? Like, why is this a Twister movie outside of maybe they had a movie about a tornado, and to sell more tickets they tied it to the Twister franchise? Like, that's all I can think about it. Like,
If I remember correctly, I think in the trailer or somewhere they're using the technology they developed in the first one, the little things to track them or what. I think.
but
I
did they
remember
did they create that? Did they like they made that, like, or were they
again,
just
I have seen the movie in a long time, so maybe I don't
yeah.
remember. But I think they're using that technology in in the movie.
I got you. But yeah, that's what threw me. I'm like, Twisters, and then it doesn't have anybody. Like, why is this a sequel to Twister? You know what I mean? Like, number one, going beyond, do we need a sequel to Twister? That's a different, you know what I mean? Go beyond that. But like, why is this a sequel to Twister? What makes this a sequel to that movie?
Because this time, CJ, it's personal.
Yes. Yes, of course. How could I forget?
All right. Anything else about Twisters?
Nah, nothing about Twisters.
All right. This one you brought up too, and I forgot about this. I'm like, we should react to this, but this is even better. G.I. Joe Transformers, dude. I feel like this is way too late. Like you guys, like they teased it up. I felt like because I remember when the first one came out, the first Transformers movie, and I was talking to some of my coworkers at the time when I was working at a company called Yes Video, and they were like, dude, those were kind of like G.I. Joes a little bit, like these kind of like that. So I'm like, and I thought they teased it at the end of the first G.I. Joe movie. I thought, but they teased it properly after Rise of the Beast. I'm like, wait, I'm like, they're not gonna go anywhere. They're just teasing it. But now I'm like, oh, what? We're getting a Transformers G.I. Joe. I don't even like Transformers or G.I. Joe, but I was.
But something about, I feel the same way you feel. Like something about, whatever. You know what I mean? Marvel really teased us with this whole crossover business, right? Like freaking, it's something about it does kind of excite me for both franchises, but it's like I'm not a fan of either movie franchise to the point where it's like they still got to show me something to get me out of the house. You know what I mean? Like they still got to show me something because it's like I don't love the GI Joe movies and I don't actually love the Transformer movies either. Um, even enough to be interested in going to see them. So like but show me something cool, like whatever. Like yeah, if you could bring these franchises together and do something cool with them.
Like this is the most 80s of 80s of 80s movie. Like I kind of wish they would kind of said it in the 80s, but they're
Yeah,
not
because
going.
I think it was interesting, like because when we did the Barbie episode, like we were talking about how like nothing took off like Barbie, and the closest thing to it is like GI Joe, and that just didn't take off. That just didn't catch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like those movies, there's been what 3 movies, and I don't think any of them did like particularly well. Like I don't remember people talking about any of them fondly.
Yeah, no, none of, and there was some interview with some actors in the franchise. They're like, yeah, no, these were contract movies. But I think Transformers and GI Joe, Transformers took off, but like nowhere near Barbie. I think Barbie was like, I think what made Barbie so big was like, this is a ridiculous idea. Let's go see it.
Yeah.
And but it was like I was surprised with what I saw and what I got. Yeah, I think this is a good call on them. I'm like, finally, dude, like do this, yeah, like because it makes perfect sense. Like, why take so long to do this? Like, I feel like it's at least 10 years too late.
Yeah, I mean, I just think I think they're at a point in both franchises where it's like, why not? You know what I mean? We pretty much exhausted both of them. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, they could have done more with GI Joe. It's just that GI Joe didn't, like I said, it didn't take off, so no one was gonna keep seeing those movies. You know what I mean? Like, like no matter how many they made, they just weren't gonna come out. You know what I mean? So.
And that's true for G.I. Joe. And then for Transformers, they went so far as to even reboot it back in the 80s. And now the last movie took place in 93, 94. So I'm like, why? But I guess, yeah, like the one's Optimus Prime being driven by a G.I. Joe. And then when he transforms, the G.I. Joe still in him.
Right, it's like a Megazord.
Oh, yes.
But he doesn't get the pilot. He just chills.
Like, all right, Optimus, you got it. I'm taking that.
All right, it's like an Uber. Like a freaking
Autobot murder. Final comments, final thoughts. Anything? Which is the one you want to see the most this year is coming up?
I mean, obviously the one we started with, right?
Yeah.
Like, Wolverine and Deadpool, like, yeah, with a bullet. You know what I mean? I'm trying to just think if is there a second, like, because obviously we started with that. That's the only thing we wanted to see. But is there something else though?
Like I think
I
number
can't
2
think
for
of.
me would be Furiosa, just because I'm like, dude, like,
Oh yeah, I forgot about that already.
because I'm like, this looks so good. Like I don't know, I don't know much beyond Thunderdome and Fury Road. So I'm gonna like you, I'm gonna go back and watch them, because those look amazing.
Yeah, I guess I would have to agree with you. Yeah, Furiosa is probably that's like freaking out like in a week or so. I guess that's probably the one I am looking forward to the most. It just looks really cool.
Yeah.
Potentially Bad Boys I could muster some feelings about. I guess I don't know, maybe. I have to watch the third one first.
I agree. I'm definitely gonna go see that one. All right, thank you, my brother from another mother, for joining me for nerding out with me. We'll see you same fracking time, same fracking channel. Frack off.